Today is Deloitte analytics day one, and in the whole round there was some sub questions, right? Some from the quant, some from the logical, some from the verbal, some from the coding, right? So two questions were basically from the coding, and I guess everybody has done a lot of work there. They tried to solve, right? So this analytics was a national level assessment that everybody already knows, right? So in this live, what we'll do is that we have the question which has been asked in the page one because it's a happening in slots. So first slot I guess it was from 1 o'clock to 2:30 around, or maybe 2 to 3:30, and next slot was 4 to 5:30, and upcoming slot is coming from 7 to 8:30. Right. So I have some set of questions that we will solve, but before solving, I just want to tell you some facts. You know what happens is that uh, when a hiring comes, right? So everybody starts preparing, but they do not have a correct roadmap, a path. So for getting that path, Vacansta has everything consolidated on a same place. Just 1 minute. I'm hiding it from here to here. What you can do is that whenever any hiring comes, Vacansta already gives the update, right? So remember that you already have followed all the channels, all the links you have joined. So what you'll do is that you'll go to the Primsta Prime website. Here, every course has been designed for a company specific or a skill based also. For example, let's say if you have already joined the Primsta Prime, you could have a Deloitte NLA complete crash course. So this crash course could help you in resume building, in the preparation, in the sequence-wise preparation, like how you can prepare for coding, how you can prepare for logical, how you can prepare for verbal. Everything was there, right? And what happened is that with the Deloitte, a lot of people had already applied, but 50% of the resume were not selected. Why? Because they don't know how to create a proper resume to select in a particular company. Because common resume does not work in every company. If you're creating a resume, you have to be a company specific. For that purpose, that can also help. Okay. These are the things that you can explore later. Let's move on the things for which this live is happening. So I'm showing you two questions which already has came in the test. Let me take the pen. I hope. Okay, so remember to visit all these things. And one more perk is that very soon Wipro, or there is a company Tech Mahindra is coming very soon. They are coming to hire, right? And again, Infosys is going to announce around 20,000 hiring for the engineers. So these are the big updates you'll get when they are coming, what will be the timing, and how everything will happen, how the interview process will go. So you can get every update on these following channels. So remember to follow them. And again, the top three comments I'll personally read all the comments, and the top three comments will get the Insta Prime access for free without paying anything. And another thing is that on the Insta website, there one sale is going on. And let me show you Prep Insta purchase. And it's an amazing time because very soon Wipro, Infosys, and Tech Mahindra is going to have, and you need it anyhow. So one offer is going on for the Republic Day. So coming soon. Purchase. You'll see very soon there will be an offer of around 76%. I'm already actually logged in, so that's why it's not showing on my window. But when you will visit, you'll see that one offer is going on, 76% off, and that is the maximum. Okay, so now let's move on the question that we have already designed here. Let me show you. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible to everyone, right? Let me know in chat. I'm seeing the chat. Let me know it is visible to everyone. Not English questions weren't so tough. There was okay. So I want the energy high. I want the people coming here and are enjoying the question. Till then, you read the question and tell me, do you understand anything from this problem? Try to read it. No, no, in exams you can't share your screen. In exams you can't. Okay, so let me show you the whole question here. Okay, good to go. So here it was a question like I guess from the prime number. It's telling like write a program that extracts all unique prime number in ascending order that can be found within the decimal representation of a given number. So means the number has given. I'll show you the input values in the next slide. So, but number is given. What we need to do is that we need to figure out all the unique prime number in that particular number. The program should identify non only individual prime content in the digits, means not only the digits only. For example, I'm showing you on the next slide here 23. So it doesn't mean that only are the digits 2 and 3, the number itself can also be a prime. So that you also need to tell. Means the prime number will be formed by the digits only, whatever digits in the question. Again, if there is no prime, we need to print a message which is no prime numbers found. And again, they're telling like you need to take the input from the standard input library and you need to print from the standard output library. Okay, so that they're mentioning in this line. And again, they're giving the constant also that the number will be from 1 to 10 to power 8. So they're giving the size, the range of the number, like how much big input can possible. Again, the input format is that there will be only integers, means you will not get negative numbers, you will get 1 to n. Okay, and now again they are telling for the output format. So each output, each digit will be separated by a space. Look at in this sample input. So in this sample input, let me show you through a pen. Okay, so look at this. This was our input 23. And in 23, how will you check like so 23 can have two separations. So if we see that 2 is also a prime number, we know prime numbers, right? What are the prime numbers? We know already. So prime means the number which are divisible by 1 or itself, right? So number which are divisible by what? It's a divisible by 1 or itself. If any number is divisible by 1 or itself, then it is a prime number. Correct. So again, if we separate the digits of this number. So these are 2 and 3. So see like 2 is also a prime number. Correct. Because 2 is only divided by 2 and 1 itself. And again, look at the 3. 3 is also divided by 1 and 3 itself. Any other number cannot divide it. Right. So this is also prime. And again, the combination of both, which is 23, this is also divisible by 23 and 1. No other number can divide it, right? Again, I'm reading the comments. Paper is same for BC or BTech student. Yeah, paper is same. But what will happen that they can jumble the questions also by slot wise. They can in the different slot they can change the question. But rest things are same. Okay, so this was the question. So now what we need to do is that we have to take the input. First thing, then in that input, what we need to do is that we need to separate the digits. When the digit has been separated, then we need to check that digit is a prime or not, right? And again, if that digit is a prime, so we need to store it because they are asking to print in terms of list. So look at here, the list, the number which are available in the list are separated by space. So we need to print them collectively, right? So we need to store them also. And again, one important thing was mentioned there, they should be in a this would be in a ascending order that was available somewhere. Prime numbers in ascending orders, right? So what we need is that first what we have to do is that we have to separate the digits, right? When digits are separated, for example, we have 23. We'll separate the digits. Now we have 2 and 3, right? Now we need to check it like it's a prime or not. Yes, it's a prime and store somewhere. Again, check 3 is a prime or not. If it's a prime, store somewhere. And again, collectively, check 23. Is 23 is a prime? Yes, it's a prime, store somewhere. Now, this is fine. This is already sorted. But what if it was 32? Right? What if it was 32? So that time your answer could be 3, 2. But they want in ascending order. But this is a descending order. So anyhow, whatever answer we have to sort it. And once it has been sorted, now then we need to print it by giving one space between every possible number, right? Every possible prime number. So I hope as of now, the algorithm, the logic, everything is clear how you can attain it, right? There can be various methods. So let's go to the coding screen and we'll do code. Right, we'll do the code from scratch. Let me create a file. I'll prefer a Java here. You can do in your own language, what in which you're comfortable with. So let's say I'm creating question number 1. Okay, so I'm creating a Java file here. And again, I'll have a class. Class name always should be the file name, right? So now file name is question 1. And what I'll do is that I'll take this template. Okay. And now what I need to do is that in question they have been asked like you need to take an input from the standard input library. So let's take an input for that. What we need to do is that we have to import the scanner, right? So it already has been imported. And now I need to create an object of scanner class. So I'll create the object and here system dot in, right? And again, once we have created the object, now we can take the input from the user. So now let's say sc dot next, not next line, next int for integer, right? Integer values. And as mentioned in the question that we need to enter only integer values, right? So tell me how all of you are feeling. All of you are feeling motivated, active. Tell me. I'm reading the comments. Yes, Ajit Waman, tune on audit set, say kiya kya. Set is always unordered. No? That what happens is that when you print in the VS code, seems sorted, but that is already unsorted. सर ले रहे हो एप हार्ड थी कौन से क्वेश्चन की बात कर रहे it was a question number I guess 66 or 67 one of the coding questions which has been given in Java. Okay, Ajit, no sir, उसको पूछा अच्छा, it's okay. So now let's continue. Now what we'll do is that we'll take an input. So I'm taking an integer, let's say, and as an input I've taken an integer number, right? So input has been done. Now what my job is to do is that again we have a number, right? We have a number. Now my job is to do what? I need to separate the digits and I have to check each digit is a prime or not, right? Each digit is a prime or not. So how I can do this? So separating the number, what I can do is that I can convert that whole number into a string, and now in strings we can access the characters. Sounds good to you? Yes or no? Sounds good to you? I want to see yes or no in the chat. I want to see energy high. I want to see yes or no. Right? Again, if we convert the whole number into the string, what will happen is that it's easy to access the characters, right? So let's create a string, right? Let's say create a string str, and here what I'll do is that number. There are other many ways to convert a number to a string. One way is that what we can do is that we can add a double quote, right? That will convert a number to a string. Second way is that we can use string dot value of that method also works, right? Now, once we have converted the number into string, now it's time to access individual digits, right? So let's access it. For that I'm iterating the whole string str dot length, right? That you already know, I believe. And again, now what will happen is that with this we can iterate the whole string. But you know the scenario is how you will do it. Let me take a pen here. The scenario is how you will do is that let's say I have a number 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I want to check it. So now this is a string. And what are the combinations possible? One combination can be 1, right? So 1 is a prime number? No. So 1 is not possible. Again, second can be possible 1 and 2. So 12 is a prime number? No. That is also wrong. Another combination is possible 1, 2, 3 itself. Is it a prime number? You can check if it's a prime number or not, right? So that we can check. Again, what will happen? Now leave this character and go with this, right? Go with this. Again, we'll check like is 23 is a prime number or not. Again for the rest, like 3 is a prime number or not. So that, right. So what is happening is that we are starting one from here. Then we check for all the combinations. Now again we need a new start from here by moving one character ahead, and we need to check in the whole string. Again, what will happen? Until we reach to the end of the string, we need to check each and each possible combination. So how we can achieve this? We can do one thing, let me remove this annotation. We can do one thing here. We can create another loop. So the previous loop, what it will do is that the previous loop will iterate for the outside, right, from the starting till end. The internal loop will first time check for the whole string. Second time it will leave the first character, then will check for the whole string. Third time it will leave the first two characters and it will check for the whole string. So that's how it will work. So let's say start with I itself, right? Because repeatedly we don't want to do it. And again, let j is less than, again we cannot go more than the length of the string. So str dot length, right? And again j plus plus, correct? J plus plus. And now what we can do is that now we need to access that particular digits. So how we can access them? We can access, like, it's a sub part. What I need to do is I need to access the sub part, right? So let me take annotation again. I need to access the sub part. For example, we had a number 1, 2, 3. I need to access the sub part. First sub part can be 1. Second sub part can be 1 and 2. Third sub part can be 1, 2, 3 itself, right? So I need to access these sub parts. How I can access? At starting, I is 0. I is standing here. Is equals to 0. That time j, because we are starting j from I, j will also be 0. Now I want to access this one digit. How I can access? I can use a substring method to extract the subpart of the string, right? So I'm extracting one particular character. So how I can use a substring method? And you know that last whatever the last limit is, that will not be accessible. Last minus 1, right? So I'll use a substring method here. Let me erase all this, and I'll use a substring method here to access the digits, right? So here what I'll do is that int, let's say sub number equals to, what I'll do is that I'll access them. So str dot substring, right? And in substring, what I'll need is I'll have here I, right, from I till where? J plus 1. Why j plus 1? Because the last one is not included, it's excluded. So you know that, right? That's why we are writing j plus 1 here. Now str dot substring cannot convert from string to integer. Okay, I have actually declared an integer here. So it's the string. Now it's fine, right? Now again we want to check the number because it's a string. So we have to convert this into a number. Actually, I'm using a GitHub Copilot, so automatically I'm getting a suggestion. So by using integer %, you can convert a string to a number. Now we have a number. I want to build some mechanism which can check a number is a prime or not. I want to check that mechanism, right? So how I can do this? Tell me, anybody in the comment? Anyone in the comment can tell me? Anyone in the comment can tell me? Actually, I was looking your own video, but anyone can tell me in the comments how I can do this? How I can, how can I have some kind of module which can check a number is a prime or not? Right? They are on moderate level. They were on the moderate level. They were on the moderate level. So now here I can create a function. Here, and I'm keeping it static. I don't want to create an object for this. So let's say I'll create a function. Let's say boolean, and let's say check prime. And in check prime, I'll pass a number. Let's say n. And what will happen is that I'll check this number is a prime or not. So first I'll check like if number is less than or equal to 1. So that is not a prime. Everybody knows, right? That is not a prime. So by default, it will be false. By default, it will be false. And again, if that number is not less than or equals to 1, so I have to write the logic to check if the number is prime or not. So let's I is equals to 2, because we know that we do not need to divide by 1. All the numbers are divided by 1, so we don't have to. Right? Again, I is less than or equals to, again, I can use the whole number, right? I can use a whole number, then I can use a less than symbol, right? But that is not a necessary actually. I can use num by 2 also, and I'll tell you how square root also can work, method sqrt, right? How that can also work. I'll tell you. But now what I'm doing is that I'm taking the half of the number. Why? Here is a logic. Here is a logic. Let me tell you what is the logic. Here is a logic that if if a particular number, for example, let's say 6. So tell me how many numbers can divide 6. So they will always less than or equal to the half of the number. So the half of the number will be 3, right? So no number more than 3 can divide 6. Yes or no? Except 6 itself. And we don't want to divide it by 6 because that will be divisible. So what we want, will start from 2 and will go less than or equal to the half of it. If the number get divided, then it's not a prime. If number will not divide, then that is a prime, right? Again, for checking the prime, Swamiji Paul, linear, it's not possible, right? For checking the prime, anyhow, you have to use a quadratic or some kind of other algorithm, right? Again, okay, let me clear these drawings. Go back here. So number was n. I'll use n here. Now let's continue. You know the logic why I'm doing n by 2, right? Because any number cannot be divided by more than half of it. So now if number get divided by any of the number between that range, so I will be keep incrementing, right? So if the number is divided by any of the number in between, so that time that is not a prime. So I'll do what? I'll do return false. Okay, and again, because this method needs to return something, if this number is not, if this number has been divided between, that is not a prime. And again, if any of them will not work, so by default the number is prime. By default the number is prime. So what I'll do is that I'll return here true, because now number is prime. Because if any of these conditions will satisfy, in that case number will not be prime. If number is not prime, at the end will be true, means number is prime. So now after accessing all the digits here, we need to check each digit is a prime or not. So let's check if check prime automatically it's coming, right? So let's take automatically. Why I need to write? So if this number is prime, I want to create a list of all the prime digits. So what I will do is that I will create a because they were saying like unique digits, right? All the unique numbers should not be repetitive. And everybody knows if you want to keep the track of unique numbers, you want to keep the, don't worry, it will give. Just wait till the listening the lecture. You will see. I'll give you the correct solution. Don't worry. Okay, so again, for storing all the unique values, what I will do is that I will use a hash set. So here I'm using a hash set, and let's say I'll change the name. Let's say it's a primes. All the prime numbers are coming, right? So I'll store all the prime number in this hash set itself. Why is that? Because it will store only the unique values. So now I'll write here primes dot add, and again, what if the number is prime, only then into this hash set. So all the unique number we will have. Again, because we are using hash set, we have to import it. So I'm going to import it hash set, or I can import the whole util package, right? I don't have to import all the things separately. That is also fine. So now if that number was prime, we have added the number into hash set, means that we will have the record of all the unique prime number in that particular hash set. Again, what will happen? Now they have told one thing, that all the primes should be printed by having one space, first thing. Second is that they should be in sorted format. And what happens when you will print a hash set in VS Code? It will be so automatically sorted, but that is not the truth. We don't know what is the index of a particular element in the hash itself because that is stored in terms of hashing, right? So what we have to do is that we have to convert this unique numbers into another data structure. So let's say I'll use an array list to store all the value of hash set. So I'm getting an automatic syntax. I'll use that. So what I've done is that I've created an array list. In that array list, I have added that prime hash set. So now all the numbers have been come into that particular hash set. And now what I want is that I want to sort them. Automatically, if this AI is giving suggestions, I want to sort it, right? So I can use a collection and the sort method, because I don't have to write sorting algorithm here. Why is that? Because this question does not focus on the sorting. This question focuses on the logic. So that will implement. And I want to sort which the name of the array list was prime list. So let's say I want to sort prime list, but in ascending order. By default, it will sort in alphabetically order. By default, it will sort in alphabetically order, right? So what I want is that I want to sort them in a ascending order. So I will use a lambda notation here. Okay. I'll use a lambda notation here, which is a minus b. Then it will sort into the ascending order. And now, once the number has been sorted, right, we need to check were there any primes or not. If there were primes, then we will print the primes. If they were not primes, then you know the problem statement. There was already mentioned if there is no prime, then print no prime number found. Right, that we need to print. So what I'll do is that I'll add a condition here once again that if, right, if prime list is empty or prime list dot size is 0, then no numbers are found. Right, correct suggestions only. So like if this is not does not contain any element, which means that we don't have any kind of prime numbers. That time we'll print a message no prime numbers found. Otherwise, this which we can't use, we need to print them by fifth. So now I'll use a for each loop here, or anything you can use. Let's say I'll use prime p for prime, and then all the numbers are available in prime list. So look, now this prime list will access each element one by one by using this for each loop. So one by one we'll get the element, and here we are printing by setting the space. Right, that's how the whole question has been solved. Let's run it and test it. It's running correctly or not. Right, which I'm also trying in front of you. So now let's run it. I'll go and I'll open my terminal to show you that Java has two kind of translator. First is Java C and Java compiler. So what I'll do is that I'll compile this question number 1, and again now I'll run this Java question 1. Okay, now I have to pass an input because we have taken the input value. So there was 23. I'll pass it. We're getting 2, 3, and 23. We're getting the correct output, right? Let's test again. Let's say there was another input. Input was 19, and again we are getting 19 only. Why? Because 1 is not a prime number, 9 is not a prime number, 19 itself is a prime number. Right? So this is what the question 1 was saying, and it was, I know, little bit tricky it was, but it was a good question here. Anyway, it was a good question, right? So again, I'll show my slide to you where we'll get the, okay, actually I clicked on the steering. Okay, here again I'll want to remind you for this important thing, because this is not super costly, but at least you will have a roadmap that will help you to land the job. Right, you need a right preparation. You need what you need to study or what you need not to study, right? Because what you do not want to study and what is not required to learn, that is also very important thing which you need to know while preparing. So go through it once and follow all the channels to get the updates, because it's a free of cost. Like following won't cost you. Again, let's move on the another question. The another question is super easy here, easy peasy. I call it easy peasy, right? That was super duper easy question. So like in this question, they have mentioned, in this question they have mentioned they have mentioned that you will, given a sentence str, a sentence you will be given, a sentence str you will be given, and what you need to do is that you need to modify that sentence by adding a prefix. Do not. Okay, let's say like I like to play cricket. So do not I like to play cricket, or I like tea. They have already given example like tea. That should be do not like tea. Right. So what we want is that given a string, I want to add a prefix in front of it. That's what I want. Okay, that's what I want. So how we can do this is that we can take an input. They already mentioned that you need to take the input from the standard input library, and you need to print from the standard output library itself, right? So again, we'll take the input from the user, and whatever input is coming, just before that, we'll add do not. We'll add a prefix. Okay, for example, here is a like T. I'll add do not. I'll add do not like tea, right? So that's what I do. Sounds good to you? Do not, right? So how I can do? I can do in multiple ways, and one very super simple, easy peasy way that I'm going to explain you as of now. Let's go to the VS Code, go to our code editor, and let's solve it. Let's solve it. So I'll write here question number 2 dot Java, and here what I'll do is that I'll create a that template, public static void man. I'm using a template here, and again I need to take a input from the user. So I'll use a scanner class, scanner, and now with this I can take an input. Already has been imported, right? And now what will happen is that I need to take an integer value. So automatically it's suggesting I'll take the input, I'll take an integer value from the user. So with the next int, I can take the integer value from the user. Now I need to convert. Okay, that was a different question. The question was I need to add a suffix. Okay, front of the sentence. So what I'll do is that I'll take a sentence as an input. We can't take a integer, right? So next line should be for taking a sentence. We can't use next. Why? Because next will only allow you to input a word only. But if you want to input a whole sentence, the whole paragraph, right? Because not only a single word, you want to access the whole paragraph. In that case, you have to use next line. Okay, on next line. But that cannot be integer. That should be a string. And again, now here, what I'll do is that I will attach just simple. I'll create, let's say, a result, and in that result, what I'll do is that whatever is coming before that, I will add. Let's say I'll give a good name, str, because n sounds to be a number, right? Don't you think? Right? I need to add do not, and after that, I need to attach that particular string. But again, if I'll do this, it will not leave the space just after not. What I'll do is that I will have a space here. Now it will leave the space, right? Now I want to print it. So how I'll do this? I'll print the result itself. So now we are printing the result. We'll print the result. So now let's run this. Let's see how it's working. I'll go here. I'll do Java C question. I hope you're enjoying the, right? I hope you know everything of this question. So question number 2 dot Java. And again, I'll just run this question number 2. And again, I will enter something, let's say, like T. So again, it's a printing, I do not like T. So this was the solution of that second question. I hope you enjoyed all the questions that we have solved as of now. And right, so this question we have already solved, and I believe you understood everything of this, right? And again, yeah, the important thing, again, I'll remind you, because this is a super important thing. Very soon, Wipro or very soon Infosys is going to be, hire off-campus mass hiring. They'll hiring around, I guess, 20,000 openings they are showing. So that will be a massive number. So for that, you need step-by-step guidance. You need, a curated curriculum, a step-by-step process, like what are the things you need to understand, what are the things you need to learn, and by which you can learn everything, right? And you can prepare for the exam itself. So for that purpose, you can visit our Insta Prime, okay? And there, company-wide questions you can continue. So this was the day one. We'll meet the next day with the other questions, because these were the questions which came in the slot one. We have already solved. And now in the second day, we'll be solving the day two question, or maybe the slot two question that you'll get to know. Okay. So I guess if anybody have any doubts as of now, we can take. Otherwise, we can wrap. Okay. Do we need to write complete code? Yes, Vaishnavi, we need to write complete code. If all of you have any question, you can shoot to me. I got 10 out of 12 test case passed. Will I get partial marks? And that may be depending on their evaluation, how they're evaluating. But probably you will. Again, please send the codes. Okay, I'll ask the team to attach them into a particular link. Okay, so you'll get the code as well. Yeah, tomorrow is your exam, meaning all the best, meaning all the very best. But don't worry, questions are not coming on the very hard level. They are easy and basics, and mostly they're targeting integers and strings. And somehow, maybe in between, you need to use array and array list. So prepare for that. Okay. Again, slot. Okay, guys. So I guess now we can wrap. Bye bye. And if you have any doubt, I guess already taken. Okay. So now we can wrap. We can wrap. Thank you everyone for joining, and all the very best for your next, whatever is coming. And stay tuned with Frequensta by following all the channels. And channel link you'll get in the description as well. Okay. I'll stop it. Huh. Leave it.